Welcome back to Get Fit Guy. This is your host, Kevin Don. Today we're diving into an important topic that concerns pretty much everyone, even climate change deniers. Funnily enough, last week I was called a woke leftist for following the overwhelming evidence that there is that humans contribute to climate change. Pretty funny. In the past on this show, I've discussed sustainable fitness, that being fitness training that you can do across your life, helps you to resist the aging process, and you remain healthy and injury-free across your lifetime. But what about the sustainability of the fitness environments, as well as the protocols that we do within the environments? So this intertwines two important aspects to me, fitness and sustainability. Specifically, I'd like to discuss the environmental impact of fitness-related items and explore practical solutions to make our fitness routines more eco-friendly. So let's get started. Imagine this. You're headed to the gym ready for your workout. You walk in, you realize you don't have any water with you, so you grab a plastic water bottle from the vending machine. You then drink it during your class, toss it in the trash when you're done. Seems pretty harmless, and you did put it in the bin, right? And we all know getting hydrated during workouts is important, but unfortunately, this innocent kind of just staying hydrated action is part of a much larger problem, that of the single-use plastic bottle. And plastic bottles are one of the most pervasive sources of pollution. According to National Geographic, staggering 1 million plastic bottles are bought every minute. Isn't that crazy? 1 million a minute. I can't even fathom that. These bottles take up to 450 years to decompose. I want to say right now as well, I always do this in a conversational style, or as much as I can, is that someone left a complaint or a negative review on one of the platforms that said I sound like I'm reading from a script. And I would just like to say that the reason for that is because I am reading from a script. And that's how a lot of these sort of bigger podcasts work. So what happens is that I do my research, I write it all down in the form of basically the script that I want to do. And then I email that off to the producer or the director of podcasts who reads through it, make sure, that things make sense, maybe suggest some things to me, or maybe change the order that things are in to make it flow a little bit better. And then it gets sent back to me where I then record it and it goes off to a sound editor before it's published. It tends to be that if you were just doing things sort of off the cuff, there's a lot of dead space, and there's a lot of umming and ahhing, and also you can just put out information that might not be entirely correct. So the best way to make sure that the podcast is done the right way is to write everything down and have someone else proofread it. So I felt a little bit aggrieved that someone had put down as a negative review that I was reading from a script because, well, I am. So unfortunately, if any of you don't like that, I can't really change that for you. I don't think it warrants a negative review. Someone else I sounded like a robot. Maybe I just have a different accent than you're used to hearing. And I'm sorry that you haven't been exposed to a wide range of different cultures. I think it's very clear that I'm Scottish, and I've never met a Scottish robot. But anyway, let's go on. So these bottles take 450 years to decompose. They often end up in landfills, but even worse, many of them end up in the oceans, where they harm marine life and ecosystems. Not only that, but the production of water bottles itself uses water. So under pressure from environmental groups, the International Bottled Water Association commissioned a survey into the amount of water which is wasted in the production of bottled water. And the results were quite eye-opening. Due to the processes involved in plastic manufacture, it takes 1.39 liters of water to make 1 liter of water. So 39% extra is wasted. And how is this possible? And it's because water is involved in the process of drilling from oil, from which many plastics are made from. Water is also used in the process of making the labels that go on the bottles, the packaging that comes in, the boxes that it's then packed into, and the transportation itself. So actually, Significantly more costly, believe it or not, to make a reusable water bottle. So a reusable aluminum, for my American friends, or aluminium for everyone else, water bottle takes about 100 liters of water to make. However, once that initial investment of 100 liters of water is used up, there's no more. So I've personally been using the same Yeti water bottle since 2019. I inherited it from the girl I was dating at the time, who had already been using it for 2 or 3 years. So it's already, at least 8 years old, and I expect to be using it for another 5 to 10 years. And if in the last 5 years I'd been using plastic water bottles, the water cost would have been significantly higher. So I'd encourage people to think about investing in a good quality reusable water bottle. And beyond bottles, let's consider the fitness equipment that we actually use. If you've ever been in a functional fitness gym or a CrossFit gym, you'll know they have this hard sort of plasticky black matting on the floor. And it's usually what we call horse stall matting. And it's because those are really hard wearing because it's designed to resist horseshoes grinding on it all day. And these are made of rubber. Yoga mats are made from PVC, or also known as vinyl. Cheap plastic dumbbells, polyester workout clothing. PVC, or polyvinyl chloride, is a type of plastic that's incredibly difficult to recycle and can release harmful chemicals into the environment. Many inexpensive fitness products that we might use, like foam rollers or cheap skipping ropes, are also made from non-recyclable plastics, and these contribute to landfill overflow and pollution. The impact of this plastic pollution is vast and multifaceted, and here's how it affects the planet. We've got ocean pollution, as I already mentioned. Plastic waste does find its way into the ocean. I'm sure people have seen articles or heard about the fact that we've got these forever plastics now, which are inside the food chain. You're finding them inside fish, and that's because there's a lot of these plastics are in the water itself now. So these tiny particles are ingested by these marine animals, disrupt their health, and then it goes into the broader ecosystem because those fish are eaten by bigger fish, which are eaten by bigger fish, which are eaten by us. There's also greenhouse gas emissions, so the production and disposal of plastic contributes significantly to emissions. And according to a report by the Center for International Environmental Law, plastic production and incineration emits 2.8 gigatons of carbon dioxide annually. And this, of course, exacerbates climate change also. Plastic production also relies heavily on fossil fuels, so this depletes our non-renewable resources and contributes to environmental degradation from the extraction process, like fracking or drilling. All of this means that staying fit by using a gym can be costly and impactful to the environment. I also just want to say here that I've actually come across, not very often, but I have come across vegan gyms. And I thought, what's a vegan gym? Is that a gym where you have to be a vegan to join? But it's not. It's a gym where basically you've got everything is very sustainable, everything's recycled and recyclable. And I thought, that's a very good idea. I like this idea. So it can be a costly endeavor to go to the gym, to the environment, but there are ways we can mitigate these issues and make things more sustainable. So some tips for you. Number one, as I already said, switch to reusable water bottles. Ditch single-use plastic in favor of reusable ones, either made from glass or stainless steel. I prefer stainless steel simply because I'm not going to accidentally drop and break it. There are many different brands out there that offer durable and stylish options if, looking like you're on a catwalk when you're at the gym is important to you. These things also do tend to keep your water cooler than plastic does. And then you could also choose eco-friendly fitness gear. So look for items that are made from sustainable material. This includes your clothing as well as the equipment. I personally tend to go for a well-known Canadian yoga athleisure brand, which is very expensive, I will say. But I can also tell you I've got pants from there that are 12 years old and they're still going strong. Fast fashion seems to be the preference because people don't want to spend a lot of money on something that you're just going to be going to the gym and sweating in. But I would encourage you to avoid fast fashion. You could also adopt yoga mats made from natural rubber, from cork or jute instead of PVC. There are many different brands that, again, are environmentally sound. You can think about recycling or repurposing old gear. So if you do have fitness gear that you want to get rid of, consider if instead you could recycle or repurpose it. Many communities have recycling programs for electronics and metals, so you could stick broken treadmills or dumbbells and stuff like that there. Alternatively, you can get creative and find different uses for old gear, like small weights or little kettlebells make great doorstops, for example. Think about buying secondhand or rent equipment. So check out secondhand stores online. Not only will that save you money, but it reduces the demand for new products and keeps these items out of the landfills. Some gym companies also offer equipment rental services, so you can use high-quality equipment without the commitment of buying brand new stuff every time. Again, opting for sustainable activewear, as I've already touched on, there are workout clothes out there. Instead of being made from polyesters, they're made from natural fibers like, organic cotton, bamboo, or other recyclable materials. Brands like Patagonia are very good for that, and Pact. I believe there's like a ladies one called Girlfriend Collective. And these all lead the charge in producing sustainable and ethical activewear. These materials themselves can often just be more breathable and more comfortable than the synthetic ones anyway. And think about applying the 3 R's, that is reduce, reuse, and recycle. Reduce your consumption of disposable items in your fitness, reuse what you can, and then recycle anything that you cannot reuse. So, for example, instead of using those disposable wipes that they have at the gym, think about bringing your own small towel to wipe down fitness equipment. I mean, I see people using those things at the gym, and I just think, wow, they must be going through thousands of these in a day. It's just like, after COVID, think about how many of those face masks are in landfills. It's absolutely insane. I remember going for a hike in the countryside in Scotland that was, hours from the nearest town or village, and in the middle of a forest finding face masks, and that just blew my mind. So, it's not also just all about all of us that go to the gym, though. It's about gym fitness centers as well. They also have a crucial role to play. So if you own a gym, think about implementing recycling programs. Gyms could set up comprehensive recycling programs to ensure that plastic bottles, old equipment, and other recyclable materials are properly disposed of. You can stick up some clear signage to encourage members to participate in recycling bins. You could think about eliminating single-use plastics entirely from your gym by just providing like water fountains where members can fill up their own reusable bottles, offer reusable towels that can be used instead of disposable wipes. And if you have a cafe or anything like that in there, think about avoiding using plastic cups or plastic utensils because that can also make a significant impact. Think about sourcing reusable equipment, like I've already touched on, recyclable rubber for the dumbbells and for the weight plates themselves, maybe for the flooring, recycled or environmentally friendly yoga mats. You could think about energy-saving measures like LED lighting and programmable thermostats so that you've only got the gym being cooled at the busiest times. These things can all reduce your environmental footprint. You could even think about having workshops on sustainable fitness, posters, social media campaigns for your gym to show that you are a gym that cares. There are already some fitness organizations that have a huge, great amount of corporate social responsibility, which include, but are not limited to, Barry's Bootcamp, which is a very popular brand, and they made really great strides in sustainability. They've introduced reusable water bottles and eliminated plastic cups from all their studios. And they also offer eco-friendly products for purchase, such as bamboo towels and sustainable activewear. In London, there's the Eco-Friendly Gym, which has taken that kind of thing to the next level. They've installed all solar panels to power their facilities. They've used only recycled materials for their equipment and have a system to convert the energy generated by exercise machines like the treadmills and the bikes into electricity, which goes back into powering the gym. This approach has massively reduced their carbon footprint, but is also setting a great example for the fitness industry. I do know there's a personal trainer here in Scotland that's decided to go green, and she's leading by example. So she's gone to like reusable water bottle for herself, sustainable activewear, biking to the gym instead of driving there, and then is inspiring her own clients by her efforts into doing the same thing. Sustainability in fitness is definitely not a trend. It's not woke. It's not leftist. It's a necessary evolution for the health of the planet. By making small changes in your own fitness routines, such as switching to recycled materials, choosing eco-friendly gear, and supporting sustainable gyms, we can collectively make a big impact. Remember, all of these steps count. Whether you're a gym owner, a fitness professional, or a gym goer, then you have the power to contribute and make a sustainable future. So, yeah, get at it. If you have any questions or want to say hi, email me, getfitguy@quickanddirtytips.com. Get Fit Guy is a Quick and Dirty Tips podcast. Thanks to the team at Quick and Dirty Tips, Morgan Christensen, Holly Hutchins, Davina Tomlin, and Brandon Getchus. If you have a question, again, you can voicemail me at 510-353-3104 or leave me an email, getfitguy@quickanddirtytips.com. Visit quickanddirtytips.com or check out the show notes in your podcast app.